First of all, I would like to welcome you all to our head office at Safemax Real Estate. My name is Lashika Katyal, and I am currently working with Safemax as a director of sales for new developments. How I started. So back in 2011, when I came to Canada as an international student, I was studying accounting. And today when, Jasprit told me, we want you to come and share your story, I said, I've been sharing my story all the time, but today specifically, because we're talking about part-time power, and that's the topic for today's discussion, for today's event, I think I could even relate a little bit more, or you guys could relate to how I started, because it was a part-time journey. I never planned that I will be in real estate. I was studying accounting at York University. Plan was to do CPA. Today, I'm nowhere close to being a CPA, but every single day I was coming to Safemax and I was working here part-time. I did start as a front desk position. I was taking calls, we were managing open houses, printing feature sheets. So from a very, very basic level, I would say. But the only thing that I think helped me to be where I am today was to come here. And even though it was very difficult at times when you're a student, there are so many things you're involved with. I was always involved in so many extra activities at the college, at the university, but I would come to the office whenever I have an opportunity just to learn. I started doing evening shifts, then I started doing weekend shifts, Saturday, Sunday, I would come here, be at the front desk. Then from there, slowly, I moved to back office. Then I learned all the paperwork, how the administration in real estate works out. Slowly, this field, started attracting me. And then I was like, I don't think I want to be in sales. I don't think I'm meant for sales. I would want to work for a multinational company and be in a 9-to-5 job. And you won't believe when I say this, Mr. Raman used to laugh at me. He used to say, sure, I am here to guide you. You want to work in a multinational company. I will make sure you're working in a multinational company, and I will make sure that the company where you're working today is a multinational company one day. And hats off to his dedication. It is a multinational company today, and I am here. But back to my story, I was like, no, I don't think real estate is for me. I don't think I can do sales. But every day when I was seeing the new challenges, I was seeing the happiness that when you overcome those challenges, every single agent coming here, whether part-time or full-time, the happiness that they have when they help someone finding a dream home. The part you travel, you're not just sitting in one office room every day. Sometimes, weekends you're traveling, you're going from one place to another. It's like, this is interesting, more than an accountant and just having a table job or a desk job, we call it. This field looks quite interesting. From back office, I was moved to a position of a business development manager. That's when I started visiting a lot of builders, a lot of developers, just to understand how things are done in this particular industry. And at that time, Mr. Raman wanted to explore the new developments, or the pre-construction side of the business, as we call it. And when I was meeting those builders, I was going to different sites. Back in those days, the situation was like, you have a client ready, but getting a unit from a builder was a task. It means people would line up for 2 days, 3 days, non-stop. You have worksheets in hand, you have drafts in hands, but it's very, very difficult to get a single lot or a single unit from a builder. Sometimes you have a kick. When it's difficult for you, you really want to do it. And that's how I started working in pre-construction. And I was like, okay, let's take it up as a challenge. Mr. Raman told me one day, go get a license. I'm like, I really don't want to do sales. I'm still studying accounting, and I think I'm happy there. I do like my role as a business development manager, so I'm definitely in two boats right now, but I don't think I want to take a license and, become a full-time sales agent. It's like, just trust me for a while, go get a license. I was like, okay, I did it. I got my license. And then from business development, he moved me to handle this pre-construction department. And with his guidance, from that day, it's been, I think it's my 4th year now. Yeah, so it's been 3 full years. And with my 4th year, today I am director of sales. Every year, we have done over 500 transactions just in pre-construction. The number does get better every time. One thing again, I'll repeat, that really helped me were those initial days when, as a part-timer, I came to the office every day just to learn. There was no plan. Trust me when I say this, I never wanted to be a sales agent or a real estate agent, but the kind of industry it is very easy for everyone to do well in this industry. If you're consistent, if you can manage a little bit time from your other full-time job and give a little bit to this profession, but consistently every day, there's so much everyone can do. I'm sure even if you just want to do it as a part-time, you all can do it. But yes, if you decide to come full-time in this profession, there's nothing better. This is coming from someone who used to hate being in sales, and today I can say I enjoy it every day. There are new challenges, there are new projects, there are new travel plans. I am my own boss. I decide my own schedule. So that was my journey. If anyone has any questions about it, I can answer it, or else we can have the floor open for Mr. Raman.
Let it continue. Let's have some energy. Fantastic. So how is everybody doing tonight?
Very good.
Only good?
Very good.
So who believes we should be part-time in real estate? It can be wonderfully done part-time. There's nothing wrong. Right? As long as you are giving your best to the clients. That is what is more important. As long as you are able to fulfill your duties on both the sides. But the biggest challenge comes, so many times we don't know how to manage it. Think about an entrepreneur who is actually managing multiple businesses. Did you ever think it like that? There is somebody who is diversifying from one field to another. Are they not able to manage them? They are able to manage. So if they can manage those big businesses, why can't we manage real estate and our job? And another good part right now is there are so many jobs where you get the liberty, you get the opportunity to work from home. Right? But I would never ever advise you not to fulfill your commitment towards your job, because that is equally important as well. So somebody from, you raise your hand. So why are you here tonight?
To increase my net worth by networking.
Networking. Guys, this is very, very important lesson of real estate. If you want to be successful not only in real estate but in any profession, you need to know networking. So I was talking to somebody a couple of days before, and I said, you guys are too much involved in the party these days. He said, no, we are increasing our network. And I said, I always see you partying with the same people. It is not increasing your network. And just to let you know, the people you are partying with, they all are realtors. And you don't run a brokerage. Right? So understand how networking needs to be done. First 2 years, if you want to be successful in real estate, be very focused. You are in the business, you have to provide the best services to the clients. They will pay you for that. Most flexible, because you can choose your working hours. Least flexible, because you cannot choose your working hours. How is that possible? Can anybody explain me that? Yes, sir.
When you have a client that needs something, you go to that client and you take care of that.
As simple as that. So, when you have a client, you have to put your schedule according to their schedule. Just want to let you know, guys, I have done deal at 1 o'clock in the night, sitting at Tim Hortons. I have done deal at 4 o'clock in the morning. Right? And on the other side, I might have taken a week off. So that is the kind of flexibility you have in this business. And that is what the beauty it is. Second, it has potential for very high income. Very high income. So let's say, if somebody has made $1 million deal, go and ask that realtor a question. How much time you spend on doing that deal effectively? How many manpower hours you spend on doing that $1 million deal? The answer will be not more than 20 or 30 hours effectively. That's it. So on $1 million deal, you're getting $25,000 commission on an average and spending even 40 hours. Can you calculate how much is the per hour job? It's approximately $600 an hour job. That is the beauty of the real estate profession. But the problem is, the challenge is, we will be ready swiping our card 6:45 for a job which pays you $25, but will not take a job which pays you $600 an hour with the sincerity and honesty and the hard work. Does that make sense? So what we do in real estate, we just take it as a side hustle. Nothing wrong, guys. Take it as a side hustle. But be sincere. Spend those 20-30 hours with the utmost sincerity and watch the results. And then I will give you a good tip tonight how you can switch from being part-time to full-time realtor. Who wants to come full-time into this profession, by the way? Wonderful. The most important part is it's not only about doing the real estate as a realtor. There are a lot many other aspects to this. There are a lot many other wonderful career opportunities to this. You can become an investor. There are other areas which you can open up for yourself, or there can be another stream of income which we will discuss. So it gives you a diverse career opportunities, which definitely makes it more lucrative for all of us. So most of the time, whenever we are in a job, we go for 40 hours. Am I right?
Yeah.
How many hours we have in a day? So 24 multiplied by 7, how much is it? 168? So we go by with that girl, 168. We'll take your hours. So you are at your job for 40 hours. What about the rest? 128 hours. You have those hours to work in real estate, isn't it? Did you ever think of that? So you're spending only 40 hours on the job, whereas you have left with 128 hours, which is 3 times the hours you are spending on the job. So how can we steal some time from there? My recommendation, first thing what you need to do, check out the time which you are spending for non-productive things. So out of that 128 hours, check out that time which you are spending for non-productive things. You will find out very easily 10 hours. So what could be those non-productive things? What are those non-productive things what you do? Anybody?
Instagram.
Instagram is not, come on. Listen, we have to watch all those beautiful dresses, girls. That is not wastage of time, isn't it? Watching TV? No, we have to do that. If you don't watch TV, it's best for digestion. Watching TV is best for digestion, isn't it? Most of the time we watch it when we are eating food. But guys, you're so right. Watching TV, we are killing so much time onto that. Doing Instagram, going on the social media, right? Just being lazy. Pretty much every single day I have seen people spending 2 to 3 hours just being lazy, not doing anything, just laying down on the bed, right? Or daydreaming. Daydreaming of becoming a millionaire. To my understanding, if you want to be successful in real estate as a part-timer, you just plan to spend 20 hours a week. Just 20 hours a week for the real estate. But when I say about those 20 hours should be dedicated to real estate only. So from where we can get those 20 hours, I give you one tip. Find 10 non-productive hours where you are doing something which is not generating any revenue for you. Watching TV, working on Instagram, and then I will tell you what to do in those 20 hours. But let's look at 10 more hours from our daily schedule. So 10 hours, on an average, 1.5 hour every day. Can you find it out? Or what is the other way we can do it? Most of us go 5 days a week for the job. You have remaining 2 days. Dedicate 50% of the time. So let's say on an average we have 24 hours in a day, we need 8 hours to sleep. We are left with 16 hours. Can you take out 5 hours on the weekends, on the days when you are not working each day? That gives you 10 hours in a week. Now you just have to steal 2 hours every day from whatever non-productive things you are doing. So now tell me who is willing to spend those extra 20 hours to make 118,000 on an average? All of us? Now what to do in those 20 hours, that's another important thing. Because if you got a 20 hours, how you should convert that 20 hours into productive business. There are 7 or 8 ways you can get business in real estate. Lead generation, how you can do the prospecting, because that's very, very important. So those 20 hours, out of those 20, you have to focus 10 hours on prospecting. What you gonna do in those 20 hours, sir?
To make sure to get more connections by the people.
How you gonna get more connections?
Through the leads.
Through the leads. How you gonna get leads?
Through the brokerage.
Somebody gave him the good information, man. I like you, man. What's your name?
Harjeet.
Harjeet. Give a round of applause for Harjeet, guys. You have to plan those 20 hours, how you can utilize those 20 hours. So there are 3 or 4 ways, because when you're working part-time, you won't be able to spend too much money. And you have to generate the leads. You have to do prospecting. I'll give you free of cost methods to generate leads. So think about it, how we can do that. One is, can be cold calling. Am I right? You can do cold call. You can do door knocking. You don't need to spend any money over there. But many of us sitting here might be thinking, cold call? Man, people is gonna hang up the phone on you. They're gonna abuse you. Am I right?
Yeah.
How many of us think that way? That cold calling is a bad experience. You think? Why? What's your name?
Tanya.
Tanya. Why do you think cold calling is bad?
It's exactly the reason why you said
People hang up the phone?
Yeah.
They use abusive language?
no, they just hang up.
They just hang up? So how many cold calls you made in your life?
I haven't started this real estate not too long, I mean a couple months ago, but I'd say maybe 10, 12,
10, 12? How many people hung up the phone on you?
8.
8? What about those 4?
It did not generate any leads, but they didn't hang up.
Listen, if you just make 12 calls, it's not gonna generate any leads. Good luck.
You got 33% rate.
That's good, yeah.
It is amazing. It is amazing. But the first thing is, she is telling me 12 people pick up the phone. That's a 100% success rate. Right? So now people who hung up the phone, they were your close friends, relatives. How do you care? They didn't know this is Tanya. Doesn't matter. They might be busy in their work. How many times you hung up the phone if somebody call you?
All the time.
All the time. Hey, that is why. It's karma. Huh? It is karma. The second one is door knocking. And third one is you can conduct open houses. Right? So, how we have to divide those 20 hours, that is what is more important. I would strongly recommend you, out of those 20 hours, spend 10 hours on the weekend conducting open houses. Why open house is so important? Why we should conduct open house if we want to be successful in real estate?